care not for the thistle, and I care not for the rose. When hunger wins around us, neither crown nor thistle shows. Like hope to him that's friendless, while no joy around is seen. Our graves with love that's endless blooms with our immortal green. For the wearing of the green, for the wearing of the green. They're hanging men and women for the wearing of the green. The wearing of the green, for the wearing of the green. They're hanging men and women for the wearing of the green.
About a maid I'll sing a song, sing rickety-tickety-tin. About a maid I'll sing a song who didn't have her family long. Not only did she do them wrong, she did every one of them in. She did every one of them in. One morning in a fit of pique, sing rickety-tickety-tin. One morning in a fit of pique, she drowned her father in the creek. The water tasted bad for a week, and we had to make do with gin, with gin. We had to make do with gin. Her mother she could never stand, sing rickety-tickety-tin. Her mother she could never stand, and so a cyanide soup she planned. The mother died with a spoon in her hand, and her face in a hideous grin, a grin. Her face in a hideous grin. She set her sister's hair on fire, rickety-tickety-tin. She set her sister's hair on fire, and as the smoke and flame rose higher, danced around the funeral pyre, playing a violin, playing a violin. She weighted her brother down with stones, rickety-tickety-tin. She weighted her brother down with stones and sent him off to Davy Jones. All they ever found were some bones and occasional pieces of skin, occasional pieces of skin. One day when she had nothing to do, rickety-tickety-tin. One day when she had nothing to do, she cut her baby brother in two and served him up as an Irish stew, and invited the neighbors in, invited the neighbors in. And when at last the police came by, rickety-tickety-tin, and when at last the police came by, her little pranks she did not deny. To do so she would have had to lie, and lying she knew was a sin, a sin. Lying she knew was a sin. My tragic tale I won't prolong, rickety-tickety-tin. My tragic tale I won't prolong, and if you do not enjoy my song, you've yourselves to blame if it's too long. You should never have let me begin. You should never have let me begin.
And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all me tin with the lassies drinking gin. Far across the western ocean I must wander. I'm sick in the head and I haven't been to bed since first I came ashore with me plunder. I've seen centipedes and snakes and me head is full of aches, and I'll have to take a path away out yonder. And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for my beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all me tin with the lasses drinking gin. Far across the western ocean I must wander. Where are me boots, me noggin boots? They're all sold for beer and tobacco. See, the soles they were thin, and the uppers were letting in, and the heels were looking out for better weather. And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. Western Ocean I must wander. Where is me shirt, me noggin shirt? It's all sold for beer and tobacco. You see the sleeves, they were worn out, and the collar being turned about, and the tail was looking out for better weather. And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog, all for my beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all me tin with the lassies drinking gin, for across the Western Ocean I must wander. Where is me wife, me noggin wife? She's all sold for beer and tobacco. You see her front it was worn out, and her tail it got kicked about, and I'm sure she's looking out for better weather. And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog, all for my beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all me tin with the lasses drinking gin, far across the Western Ocean I must wander. Where is me bed, me noggin bed? It's all sold for beer and tobacco. You see, I sold it to the girls, that's how the springs are all in twirls, and the sheets, they're looking out for better weather. And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog, all for my beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all me tin with the lasses drinking gin, far across the Western Ocean I must wander.
Behold, my most fearsome invention yet, the leprechaun!
Dr. Monster, what's so scary about a leprechaun?
Not a leprechaun, Douglas, a leprechaun.
That's just leprechaun spelled wrong?
No, listen carefully, leprechaun.
I don't get what's so scary about a dyslexic leprechaun.
Let me educate you through the power of music!
I am the leprechaun, and I've been cursed with leprosy. When people see me on the street, they stop and point at me, cause my appendages are covered in these bandages of green. And everywhere I see the sign of frightened children screaming, always have to be lucky charms are magically delicious. It tastes sweet, but the side effects are rather vicious. Flow the rainbow to my pot of gold, just watch out for saboteurs. You'll never get my four-leaf cover, the game is up, your life is over.
My most fearsome invention yet, the leprechaun.
I am the leprechaun. Top of the morning too, you better stand down, cause I got a warning for you. Listen, leprechaun, you're about to be replaced. I'm Dr. Monster's masterpiece and you were just a mistake. Battling you should have proved to be too hard. I mean, look at you, you're already falling apart. I am a leprechaun and I will never change my spots. That's why I won't stop till I'm on top and I'm calling the shots. Leprechaun.
You think you scare me with your fake tough guy act? To face a leprechaun, you're nothing but a pussy cat. You can't even imagine how sick and twisted I am. You're just a copycat. I wanna be in a sham. Rock rhyme so sick I gave the mic a disease. Battle me and I'll defeat you with the greatest of ease. Now I'm sick of this charade. It's time to say goodbye. It's all fun and games until somebody loses an eye.
Leprechaun.
Corn. I get it now.
You like it?
Yeah, it's clever.
Pretty good, right?
Very clever. Well done.
The wearing of the green, for the wearing of the green. They're hanging men and women for the wearing of the green. Oh, Paddy dear, did you hear the news that's going round? The shamrock is forbid by laws to grow on Irish ground. St. Patrick's Day, no more we keep, this colour can be seen. For there's a bloody law against the wearing of the green. I met with Nipper Tandy and he took me by the hand. He asked me how's poor Ireland and how does she stand. It's the most distressful country that you have ever seen. For the hanging men and women, for the wearing of the green. For the wearing of the green, for the wearing of the green. They're hanging men and women for the wearing of the green. And since the colour we must wear is England's cruel red, old Ireland's sons will ne'er forget the blood that they have shed. Then take the shamrock from your hat and cast it on the sod. It will take root and flourish still, though underfoot it's trod. When law can stop the blades of grass from growing as they grow, and when the leaves of summertime the verdure dare not show, then I will change my colour that I wear in my carbine. But till the day, please God, I'll stick to wearing of the green. For the wearing of the green, for the wearing of the green. They're hanging men and women for the wearing of the green. But if at last our colours should be torn from Ireland's heart, her sons with shame and sorrow from the dear old Isle will part. I've heard whispers of a country that lies beyond the sea, where rich and poor stand equally in light of freedom's day. Old Erin, we must leave you driven by the tyrant's hand. We ask a mother's blessing from the strange and distant land, where the cruel cross of England shall never more be seen, and where, please God, we live and die while wearing of the green. For the wearing of the green, for the wearing of the green. They're hanging men and women for the wearing of the green. May the wind of freedom soon send you Boney o'er. We'll plant a tree of liberty upon our shamrock shore. We plant it with our weapons while the English tyrants scream, to see their bloody flag flown down to Ireland's flag of green. I care not for the thistle and I care not for the rose. When hunger wins around us, neither crown nor thistle shows. Like hope to him that's friendless while no joy around is seen. Our graves with love that's endless blooms with our immortal green. For the wearing of the green, for the wearing of the green. They're hanging men and women for the wearing of the green. The wearing of the green, for the wearing of the green. They're hanging men and women for the wearing of the green.
About a maid I'll sing a song, sing rickety-tickety-tin. About a maid I'll sing a song who didn't have her family long. Not only did she do them wrong, she did every one of them in. She did every one of them in. One morning in a fit of pique, sing rickety-tickety-tin. One morning in a fit of pique, she drowned her father in the creek. The water tasted bad for a week, and we had to make do with gin, with gin. We had to make do with gin. Her mother she could never stand, sing rickety-tickety-tin. Her mother she could never stand, and so a cyanide soup she planned. The mother died with a spoon in her hand, and her face in a hideous grin, a grin. Her face in a hideous grin. She set her sister's hair on fire, rickety-tickety-tin. She set her sister's hair on fire, and as the smoke and flame rose higher, danced around the funeral pyre, playing a violin, playing a violin. She weighted her brother down with stones, rickety-tickety-tin. She weighted her brother down with stones and sent him off to Davy Jones. All they ever found were some bones and occasional pieces of skin, occasional pieces of skin. One day when she had nothing to do, rickety-tickety-tin. One day when she had nothing to do, she cut her baby brother in two and served him up as an Irish stew and invited the neighbors in, invited the neighbors in. And when at last the police came by, rickety-tickety-tin, and when at last the police came by, her little pranks she did not deny. To do so she would have had to lie, and lying she knew was a sin, a sin. Lying she knew was a sin. My tragic tale I won't prolong, rickety-tickety-tin. My tragic tale I won't prolong, and if you do not enjoy my song, you've yourselves to blame if it's too long. You should never have let me begin. You should never have let me begin.
And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all me tin with the lasses drinking gin. Far across the western ocean I must wander. I'm sick in the head and I haven't been to bed since first I came ashore with me plunder. I've seen centipedes and snakes, and my head is full of aches, and I'll have to take a path away out yonder. And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog, all for my beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all me tin with the lasses drinking gin. Far across the western ocean I must wander. Where are me boots, me noggin boots? They're all sold for beer and tobacco. See, the soles they were thin, and the uppers were letting in, and the heels were looking out for better weather. And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog, all for my beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all me tin with the lasses drinking gin. Far across the western ocean I must wander. Where is me shirt, me noggin shirt? It's all sold for beer and tobacco. You see, the sleeves they were worn out, and the collar been turned about, and the tail was looking out for better weather. And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog, all for my beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all me tin with the lasses drinking gin. For across the western ocean I must wander. Where is me wife, me noggin wife? She's all sold for beer and tobacco. You see, her front it was worn out, and her tail it got kicked about, and I'm sure she's looking out for better weather. And it's all for me grog, me jolly, jolly grog, all for my beer and tobacco. Well, I spent all me tin with the lasses drinking gin. Far across the western.
Oh boy, oh boy. How you doing, Dan? How you doing?
You threw up on my shoes.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't do that. You
You
can't
did.
fucking prove that. I haven't even been. Look, I've only had a little bit of Mike's Hard Lemonade. That's it. Only a little bit. Only a little bit. Okay.
There's only two of us in the basement. Who else would do this?
Oh. Maybe it was that raccoon running around.
That wily raccoon?
I got a lot of crazy characters in my basement. I've got a guy and some women. Hard to believe, I know. Can you believe that shit? Anyway,
I don't like chains.
this is Well, you know, I could loosen them a little bit for you, buddy, but if I loosen too much, you'd have to, you know, you'd run out of here. Oh boy, this is Pikmin. Can you believe it, Dan? Pikmin
At
3.
some point, you ran out of chains, and you just. This is just.
Yeah.
You've just sewn together Slim Jims.
I've sewn to what now?
You've just sewn together Slim Jims and tied it around my ankles,
I don't.
like I wouldn't notice.
I think that's bullshit. I don't think that's true. All right.
I can smell it. I can taste it.
Which mode should I do for this? Should I do normal, hard, or ultra spicy?
What?
I'm hard. You're watching the thing, right?
You're still on Please Stand By.
Oh, no, I'm not. No. Hold on. Oh, what the fuck? Hold on. Oh, I think it's a different. Oh, it's a different screen. Hold on. Let me finish to share your screen. Stream quality, share audio. This is why I shouldn't. Like the occasion is great for drinking because it's St. Patrick's Day, but the other circumstances are terrible. This is the first time I've got the capture card to work. This is the first time I'm streaming not on Streamlabs but on like OBS specifically. Because what is it? Oh man, let me see here.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
No?
Go live.
Hey, what's up with that? You know?
Yeah. Oh, somebody is DMing me.
What is up with that?
I wonder if there's a whole disaster here. Oh no! Somebody's telling me to add something to the queue. I'm sorry, Kuko. It's too late, buddy. Oh, it's too late. Oh fuck. I want you to see this. I want you to see what I'm doing here. Share audio.
I want you to see what you make me do.
Yeah. I want you to look at it. I want you to see what you've done. Or maybe Dragon Center. Is Dragon Center doing anything? No, that's not what it. That's not correct at all. See, because the people can see. I think the people can see the stream, but you can't.
I can. I'm looking at your screen.
Oh man.
You're not even.
I don't know how to fucking fix it. Hold on. Oh no, you know what I'm gonna do? I'll do that. And that'll make it better. Are you seeing it? Okay, you're seeing it now.
I'm not seeing anything. I'm still seeing.
Yes, you are.
I'm not. It's a picture of an onion.
I'm gonna stop streaming, and then I'm gonna OBS. Can you see it now?
No, it's cool.
Can you see?
I can. I can.
You can't see this? It's live.
No. I can't.
You're not.
It's fine. You know what? I'll go to YouTube and I'll talk to you every 5 seconds.
Okay.
Fun delay.
Oh boy, what a great delay! Yeah. No, I'm streaming. Look at it. Take it.
No,
okay.
You're not.
Okay, turn it off and on again. Disconnect and then come back in. All right. Now you're back in. Now look at the screen.
Okay, here we go.
I can see it.
I'm in it.
Yeah, 70 frames per second, 72, 30 FPS, 720p. That's the best. That's almost as good as HD, but not quite. I'm gonna do hard mode. You know what? Fuck it. We
Is
had
your microphone a pickle? What is up with your quality?
What do you mean? What's up with my quality? Hold on.
Reaches of space
nothing.
lies
Okay, listen to this. Listen to this wonderful story here.
The planet's name, Kopai. Due to a booming
This is just Pikmin 1.
No, it's Pikmin 3.
The basic lack of
Oh,
hold on. There's a fucking starvation
Kopai's
plot.
inhabitants have all but exhausted their food supply. Their only hope is to find another planet.
Boy, just complete silence. We really know how to
Accordingly,
stream
they
this
send
one.
Shut the
unmanned
fuck
scout
up.
vessels
You have there's subtitles. There's
out into space.
There's subtitles, guys.
yeah.
To their dismay, the search is proving fruitless.
So
Just as they're
you only
about
go
to
to
give
one
up.
planet?
Well, yeah. There's one. Well, it's an uncharted planet.
Reports back with news of a miraculous discovery.
It's the only planet with food.
They
What
flew
are
to
these?
investigate the planet, which they named PNF.
So the Pikmin aren't the guy that you play as. The Pikmin are the Pikmin.
You sat through how many of these fucking streams? No, the Pikmin are not the guys that you play. The Pikmin are the guys you. These are the guys you play as.
So what are the what? So what are they?
They're the Copa. They're the Copatians. They're from planet Copa, which is different from planet Hakatate, which is where Olimar's from. And their planet is going through a food shortage because they didn't plan properly. So they need to go to this uncharted planet, and they're going to crash on the uncharted planet.
Horribly wrong.
And if you were listening, if you could hear the audio, there was a Duck Hunt dog laugh as they crashed. That's kind of fun. That's kind of a fun little Easter egg. Look, Pikmin 3, can you believe it?
A fun Duck Hunt dog. It's
Yeah.
very fun.
God, you're such a curmudgeon, you know that?
Hey, I didn't say anything wrong. I said Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt, yeah. God, that's not what you meant to say, though. I knew what you meant.
Well, what do you think I'm the angry video game nerd here?
Yeah. Well, no, because you don't have a receding hairline. You have a full head of locks. Oh, God. Look at this. See, this is one of the characters here. This is Charlie. He's a military expert. That doesn't really translate. Oh, what now?
Yeah?
Where am I? The last thing I remember. Oh, of course, this is PNF 404. It's fun. This is the first time that they named the planet. You know, it's kind of a funny play on words, right? You know, 404. File not found. Because
I
they
don't know.
don't.
You gotta explain that one in great detail.
Yeah.
Please. Take that time.
Listen, man, I had you on here because you were like, you said, "Oh, Goodly, I love Pikmin so much. Can you please have me on this stream?" You were begging me to be on.
I'm your highest subscriber on your Pikmin YouTube channel.
Oh yeah. You you pay the most money on the Patreon.
What's that? What's
Oh no.
What is this?
What's what?
What is a Pikmin?
A Pikmin is like a carrot thing that you pluck out of the ground and throw at people.
Just a little pile of secrets.
How could somebody be confused about a pig? Oh, you fucking... A little pile of secrets. Yes, a miserable pile of secrets. These are the yellow ones, and they're immune to electricity because they're yellow.
Ah, yes, of course.
Look at that. See, here we go. Now they're under my control. Oh yeah, look, I can destroy all these mushrooms. This was a game that was made after 2010, so it needs to really hold your hand with the tutorial.
You know, I like Overlord better. Hot take.
Yeah, you absolutely would. You would. I haven't even played. I've heard of it. I've seen it. Yeah. You know what?
You never played Overlord?
I haven't. No. It looks
It's exactly
fun.
this, but you throw goblins.
Yeah.
And you're evil.
Oh yeah, no. I was recommended Overlord. That's the thing. Back when I was gonna make this like an all Pikmin all the time channel, I was gonna be like, ooh, eventually, I'm gonna play the edgy Pikmin and be like, this is like the edgy version of Pikmin.
Yeah, you're like evil and edgy. And
Yeah.
It's like playing what the fuck's his name? Luigi? Lucas?
Luigi. No.
No. Who's the other guy in Pikmin?
Louis?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Louis is evil. Louis is such an interesting character because, like, Nintendo makes so many characters that are evil, but you can't hate them, right? Like, Bowser's supposed to be evil, but he's a good dad. And Wario's supposed to be evil, but who gives a shit about Wario, you know? Like, there's so many, like, affable, like, weirdly commendable evil characters. But then Louis is supposed to be your friend. He's on your side. And, like, but every single thing he does, you're like, Louis, what a piece of shit. What a cunt you're being. He fucking did, like, he's the whole reason why Pikmin 2 happens, because he can't own up to a mistake.
I used to have a deep fear of Waluigi because
You
as a
did?
kid I used to watch this puppet show and there was an evil elf
There
I
was.
think in it and
Wait, wait a minute.
uh it looked exactly like Waluigi.
When you say it was a puppet show, are you talking about like a plushie, one of those plushie channels?
What? No, no, they were like puppets.
Oh, they were puppet like on YouTube, or like was it a real thing that looked like
It was
Waluigi?
a real show on television
But it
because
but but
I'm
it
old and an
looked
adult.
but it looked like Waluigi,
Yeah, it was scary.
and because of that thing, you were afraid of Waluigi.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you watched Candle Cove, and because of the traumatic event, you have this like unrelated fear of like, oh, horror's horrible, you know.
I guess so.
They made that into a real show. I think fucking Sci-Fi did some shit with that.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I saw it. I liked it.
Well, some people didn't like it. Some people were like, you know what? They shouldn't have done this. They should have done X, Y, and Z and the other. There's some real creepypasta snobs out there, which is funny because it's creepypasta. It's all terrible.
Yeah.
How could you be? How could you be like a connoisseur of that? Oh, look, here's the red one.
What's your favorite creepypasta?
Oh, what is my favorite? My favorite creepypasta is the creepypasta where Olimar goes into a cave and he finds a giant swastika that is the reincarnation of Adolf Hitler, which is a real thing. That's my favorite because it's so fucking funny.
Is that the guy? Is that made by the guy who made the lost episode of Bob Ross?
No, it isn't. But that's such a good. I don't think I've ever seen that. Like, I don't think I've ever actually read the Bob Ross creepypasta, but the way you describe it is so fucking funny. Like, well, how does it go again? What was the ending?
It's like, and years ago, after my mom died, I took the picture down from I took the painting down from the wall, and I looked at the back, and on the bottom there was a signature, A. Hitler.
A. Hitler. Yeah, and then Bob Ross was outside the window, and I was like, "Is this picture about me?" And he said, "Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what you'd think, wouldn't you? It's all about you."
yeah, that's so funny.
Bob Ross acting like a jaded like lover is like, "Yeah, it's all about you, buddy."
Do
Sure.
you know who? Do you know what's happening here? They're bleeding. You
Yeah.
know whose blood that is? Is it mine? See, there you go. You think it's always about
You
you.
think it's always about you? Yeah. God. This is a great tutorial. Look at this. See? Oh, look, here's another Pikmin. You can whistle him over.
Whistling Pikmin.
What?
Whistling Pikmin.
Whistling Pikmin, yeah. I don't know if there's any rules. This is the thing. Last year there were like rules I made for when I'm gonna drink, when I'm not gonna drink. You know, if I kill a Pikmin every time, I'm gonna take a shot. I don't think there's any rules this year. I think I'm just gonna drink.
Oh,
I know you can't see it right now. I'm guzzling down a bottle of Seagram's. I'm too
I know
pussy
you guys
for.
can't see it, but I've seen it. He peed his pants earlier, and
Yeah.
it was tremendous.
Oh man.
Like the force came through his pants,
Yeah.
and it came out of him like a yellow cable.
Proboscis says, I can confirm that that's real. And the funny thing is, I don't know which one of the horrible creepypastas he's talking about, but yeah, they're all real. The one I described, the one Dan described, they're all out there.
Dude, Proboscis is here? When are you gonna open the next Happy Wheels?
No, it's a different. That's. Oh.
Huh?
He got outed. I'm afraid he got outed. So he's just here with us.
What, he wasn't playing? He wasn't playing.
He
Happy
got
Wheels?
outed for not playing Happy Wheels, and then everybody turned on him. They said, "That's not allowed." That's like if PewDiePie stopped playing Happy Wheels and he like moved to Japan or some shit. You can't do that. Can't be doing that.
You know what? I get every now and then somehow Tobuscus finds his way into my life.
Yeah.
It's been a curse for a couple years now. Um,
He has that delightful Nugget Biscuit song. I remember in high school
True.
somebody showed me that they were like, "This is the funniest thing," and I was like, "Okay, oh, all right." I didn't think it was funny. I mean, it's catchy.
that that's something. You're not even autistic enough for Nugget and a Biscuit. That's
No, I am like, oh, if you knew the shit that I got up to. I was good. Oh, here's a new thing that I'm into. I got convinced by some young 20-something. There's this fucking YouTube channel called Super Mario Logan, right? And it's kind of like, you remember Jeff Dunham? You know Jeff Dunham?
yeah.
They got that for autistic Mario kids now, right? Mario has to raise a mentally handicapped like kid who looks like the special ed puppet, right? And that's the whole thing. That's the whole. There's
From
like stuffed animals, and they make the kind of jokes that if you saw them on Family Guy, you'd be like, "Oh, that was." But you know, and people
they
are
have an
like,
entire YouTube channel that's
they
just
do.
the dolphin episode of Family Guy.
Oh no. No, that's the fucking weird thing is that the like it's very clearly aimed towards children, but the creator keeps being like, well, parents need to watch their kids. If you don't want to watch this, then the parents need to step in. And I'm like, I understand that. I understand that mentality because he used to be monetized and then he got like demonetized for a little bit. And I'm just like, I understand that you found a way to get because he's rich now. This motherfucker owns a Lamborghini playing with Mario puppets.
But yeah, he's on YouTube.
Yeah, man, you just see that and you're like, I gotta crack the code. I gotta crack the code of this shit. Oh, jeez. You know what I think the secret is streaming every 2 weeks and not knowing how to use OBS. I think that's the sequel. That's the secret to success, baby.
I think the real secret is you need a Minecraft podcast
I do.
and then convince people to give you money and say
Yeah.
you're making a video.
Woo! Yeah. Well, if I have a Minecraft, anything with Minecraft though, like, you just become a child molester. That's the thing. Every single Minecraft guy, it's a curse.
Is it a curse or is it a sign?
A sign of bad omens. That's what that is. Have you heard of this new thing, right? You know the Christian guy, the Christian medallion, the Sonichu medallion. It's been like around for so long that now people are beginning to write modern day creepypastas about it. Because like, the dude's a bad dude. He's not a good guy, but he's selling these like medallions that he's like custom made. So he's like, you can go on Etsy.com and buy my Sonichu medallion, and then you could pay for my living situation after what happened to my mother, right? And people are buying it anyway because they're horrible. But in order to like stop people from buying them, they can't just because they can't like appeal to like the moral, the morality of the situation, right? Because these people are Christian watchers. So what they're doing is they're being like, if you put that medallion around your neck, you're going to be cursed, and your life will be fucked up forever. And there's like examples of people that like wore the Chris medallion and like bad shit happened to them. And it's like, no, that's not why. That's not why that happened. It's because they're into that in the first place.
Oh, he got possessed.
No, he got possessed, yeah. He's one of the first original... Yeah, you know what's funny is that people are down on the idea of gang stalking. They think that's not real. But with Christian, what do you fucking call every single person in your life pretending to be someone they're not and, like, goading you into doing even more stupid shit than you've ever done? You know? People have compared it to the Truman Show. That's like a cliche now. That's very Truman Show-esque. Oh, look, it's a data file. Oh boy, it's a new meme I can put in my my PDF. I can put in my big
Data,
flash
I barely know.
Yeah. Betas. There's no betas here, Dan. Only alphas. Only sigmas. I don't even give a shit. Oh, somebody fucking
You
donated.
are the
Somebody.
world's drunkest baby.
Somebody shut the fuck up. Somebody donated $2. Can you believe that shit? What are
Oh,
you
wow.
drinking? What are you two drinking, by the way? I don't even think. Dan, are you drinking anything?
Yeah, I got a can of something.
I've got a big can of what is it? Mike's Hard Lemonade, zero sugar. It's one of them tall boys, and then I've got 3 Seagrams that we're gonna go
Oh,
through.
dude, your mom's gonna be so mad that you stole her Mike's Hard Lemonade.
Yeah, I scavenged through her cabinet while she wasn't looking. She's gonna ground me. I'm gonna be grounded for 100 years.
I don't even know.
Oh. This is the thing is that I keep playing these fucking video games, and I'm like, why am I so fucking terrible at these games? And oh, maybe it's the fact that I've been drinking. Maybe it's that, you know.
You're always drinking.
I don't know if I'm always well. You know, this is the thing is I want to blame it on the drinking, but no, I'm not always drinking. Sometimes I just suck. Sometimes I just generally suck at these.
You have a real JonTron moment there of like,
Yeah.
you know, sometimes I gotta admit to myself, I'm not that good, but I know,
I
deep
know
down,
that I am that good.
I am that good.
Yeah. Oh. When the self-deprecation wears off and I realize that I am the goat, and I realize that I'm goated with the sauce.
I feel like you're somehow somewhere in between JonTron and Master Shake.
No! I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I don't want it to make sense. I don't want you to be right about. Oh. I get it though, yeah, because Master Shake is like a fucking weird sociopath who doesn't. Oh. Man. Look, I just.
You read Vogue? Yeah, it just comes to the house. Of course it comes to the when you order it, you big fat lady.
Yeah. God damn. Was that Master Shake or was that?
That was Master Shake.
Oh yeah.
It's the Broodwitch episode.
Master Shake is the funniest fucking character in the whole show. I don't like that that's true. I feel like the early 2000s, there was something about, like, adult characters specifically that were complete sociopaths. And they're the funniest fucking characters, and it was that, like, specifically that period of time where they had, like, you know, like Rick and Morty came out, I think, in, like, 2014. But that had to be, like, its own character study. They get into the psychology of the character. Like, Master Shake, fucking Bender, fucking Roger the Alien. These are all characters that they're just like, no, there's no deeper analysis to them. They're just like that. Watch them ruin everyone's lives. You'll love it.
Yeah, like the bear from Brickleberry. I
Oh
couldn't remember
yeah.
what the show was
Oh
called.
god. No, yeah, that was it. That was Brickleberry. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, a show is bad when even I'm like, yeah, I don't think this is good. I'll watch Modern Family Guy. I'll watch all the way through and be like, yeah, that was. I was the fucking main demographic for Tosh.0. I'm nostalgic
Yeah.
for Tosh.0. I'm like, man, that was. Why don't they do that anymore? They got to go back to that.
The show's still on.
It's still really.
Yeah.
You're pulling my leg. You're yanking my chain.
No. He's still doing it.
Do you still do it? No, he's not. Come on.
Yeah.
Don't do this to me.
No, it's true.
Uh,
I was a freshman in high school when that show started.
oh yeah. But it's not on anymore.
No, it's on. It's still on. He's still doing it.
I don't think that's true. I think you're trying to guess. I think you're trying to guess like gatekeep and girl boss me.
I promise you. Someone back me up on this.
If I turn on Comedy Central, I'm going to find 5 or 6 different medieval time Rick and Morty clones that aren't funny but are all somehow written by Dan Harmon. That's what I'm going to find. I'm not going to find Tosh.0. I'm gonna find reruns of Ren and Stimpy because Ren and Stimpy, you know, the next the Coco Melon brained generation, they're too scared of it. So we gotta put it. We gotta have the fucking man baby adults watching it on the Comedy Central. That's what I'm gonna find.
You know
Two.
what? I have no idea. I have no idea what Coco Melon is.
It's not. It's
I
like
don't know what Bluey is.
on the surface, it's not good for kids. Like it legitimately, like it just looks like a dumb like YouTube show for kids. But it was like tested specifically in a fucking lab to make it so that your child is dumber watching it. And I'm not even exaggerating it. Like this isn't just like stupid shit like YouTube poops or memes. It is made to keep your kids' attention, and there have been fucking stories of parents that like, yeah, you know, my kid watches Coco Melon, and they've been nonverbal ever since 12, but you know, they have their way of communicating. Like it stunts the actual growth of kids.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, you didn't hear it from me. I mean, I only
don't
say
worry
that.
about it.
I say that from experience. You know, I've been watching a lot of it, and you know, my mind, it's like the brain drain. You know, Bluey is a lot more stimulating.
Bluey.
Yeah, Bluey. Yeah, people really like Bluey. I don't know. It's like
Yeah,
the new.
to an annoying degree.
Well, here's the thing: when you have a kid, you watch what the kid watches. And it doesn't matter how stupid and inane that thing the kid is watching. Like, fucking parents had to sit with us and watch the Teletubbies. Do you have any idea what that must have been like? But they did that because they loved us. Whereas Bluey is something that parents can sit down and watch and go, okay, you know, this is, I think, I've been told what it is like, do you remember Caillou? Right?
Yeah.
That fucking awful show where the child in it is such a piece of shit that he's throwing a literal temper tantrum in the middle of the song. Like the intro to the show, you see him like on the fucking ground, pounding the fucking ground, and the parents, like, he could set a house on fire and the parents would be like, alright, well, no TV for a day. Caillou, that's not very nice what you did. Caillou, it's not very nice that you smacked Rosie across the face. You know what? Go to your room for 5 minutes. No, you know what? I'm sorry, Caillou. I didn't... you know, that's too harsh. Right? He gets away with everything. And then apparently, like, Peppa Pig... There's shit about Peppa Pig, like, the parenting is terrible in that show. Bluey is a show where all of the characters are just, like, nice. And the parents know what they're doing, and the kids aren't, like, horrible pieces of shit. That's why people like Bluey. Apparently.
Oh man.
Yeah, do you have anything to add to that?
Whatever happened to Max and Ruby?
Max and Ruby. Max was a... I don't know what happened to it. Ruby was a fucking control freak. She was an asshole. I used to watch that show, and Ruby would be like, Max, you can't play in the mud, and I would go, boo! Boo! You know, dumb bitch. Anyway, let me open another Seagrams, even though I've already got another Seagrams open. This is a great playthrough. Look, it's Australia, Dan. It's Australia. The continents have merged together.
Oh, Pangea?
Pangea, yeah. Pandora. Is it Pangea or Pandora? Or is that the box?
That's the box.
That's the box I'm not supposed to open, even though it's really tantalizing. Where's Brittany? We gotta find Brittany.
Who the fuck is Brittany?
You gotta get your ass out there and find that fucking Brittany.
Gotta get out there and find that fucking Alice.
Yeah. Oh, this is great.
Oh yeah, we'll just start quoting old
Yeah.
Ridley Draws
Look,
videos.
oh, you know that when we're together we start making fucking I don't know if it's just me. I do feel like a little bad. Like, oh, I gotta start being like, hey, remember that thing 10 years ago? But that's inevitably what happens. That's what ends up happening. It's like, hey, do you remember Uncle Scooter's asshole? That was really that was crazy. Oh, Chet, you had to be there for Uncle Scooter's fucking butthole. I don't know.
Oh man.
You don't even give. You're not even watching this wonderful gameplay. You don't
I
care
am.
about. Okay, what do you think so far? What do you think of this butterfly? What do you think of this?
I thought it was Australia.
Oh, it was, yeah. That's why everything's trying to kill you, except for this butterfly, which, hold on a minute. Oh, I've killed it. Look at that. Oh, look at this
That's
thing. Oh,
not
I
good.
killed it. No, it is good, see, because they can take it back to the onion and they make food. This is necessary. This is a necessary evil. Look, I'm
Oh, convenient. Don't worry, I'm taking it back.
Yeah, exactly. I'm putting it out of its misery. It's called a
You're
mercy
like
killing.
Randall. You're just like Randall in Clerks 2. Don't
Randall.
worry, I'm taking it back.
Oh. I don't know Randall from Clerks 2. I know Randall from Recess and Monsters Inc. Those are the two Randalls.
Those are the only Randalls.
Yeah, those are the only ones. He goes, what is Randall? Does Randall have a catchphrase in Recess? He was like, ugh. He was
What
the
about
only one of
King
those.
Randall? Was he the king?
No. Randall was the little fucking snitch. He was a bitch-ass rat
Oh.
that was subordinate to Miss Finster. He was a kiss-up. And
Yeah,
he had like a big fucking like overbite, and he was hunched over all the time. He had shifty eyes. I'm sure by modern standards he would be considered some kind of racial stereotype. I don't even know for what. I don't even
I'm
know
pretty,
for
yeah.
what race. I don't know. But it was just like, yeah, look at this shithead kid. Don't trust him, kids. He'll tell on you. Oh boy. Miss Finster? Yeah, exactly. Sparky remembers. Sparky remembers because Sparky is 48 years old. Go.
I remember Womp.
What was Womp?
Womp was his catchphrase.
Because
TJ Detweiler's catchphrase.
Oh yeah, because TJ had like a ooh tender or whatever the fuck he said.
Yeah.
All the dumbass kids had a catchphrase. It was like ooh tender, and then the girls that would gossip and tell tall tales, they would be like
they were the
scandalous. Yeah. Fuck the Ashleys. I don't like them. I don't trust them. Did everybody have a catchphrase? Now that I think about it, I don't know.
I have no idea.
What's a show from 20 years ago that we can just talk about for an hour?
Hey, you ever hear of the Mighty Boosh?
Oh my god. What's the Mighty Boosh, Dan? What is that? I haven't heard of it.
Imagine a show where like a heroin addict is broken into your home and forced like at needlepoint to tell you bedtime stories.
Oh no!
And he's starting to nod off, and every time he nods off a little bit, you edge closer to the phone.
I love the idea of like hold you at needlepoint, like he's gonna give you the jab.
Yeah.
It's like that fucking Family Guy joke. Haha, now you're addicted to heroin. I'm cold. It was like the trick gum. Yeah. Hey, you want some gum? And then he eats the gum. It's like, now you're addicted to heroin. I could definitely see characters from that show, like, getting people addicted to heroin as, like, a threat. Like, if the Hitcher would do that just for fun, that's how he spends his Saturday nights, just leaving needles in, like, different places that you wouldn't expect. You know, sneaking into people's houses, like, leaving them in oven mitts. You know, when the timer, he sees the kitchen timer.
What about Tony the Hobo?
Who's Tony the Hobo? Which one was he?
He was the homeless guy.
He was the homeless guy that like had a whole ass cash register to put. Yeah. Oh, do you take cash? It's like, I don't have any cash on me. Oh, well, I'll take credit. Oh,
Take your
remember?
receipt. Owning is tax
Tax
deductible.
deductible. Yeah, he's like a Scottish guy. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, oh, well, thank you. I was just gonna rape you and leave you for dead in the bin.
Yeah.
But this is much nicer.
I'm gonna help you. Yeah, because they gave him a jacket.
Yeah.
We're saving this. We're saving one of our crewmates right now because they crash landed. We crash landed. They all crashed in different places.
I
So
think I
this.
work with this girl.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, she's great. She's got a Tumblr account. You know, even though it's like 2025 and nobody goes there.
I think she has opinions about the Ukraine.
She has opinions about the Ukraine, and if you don't have opinions, it's not. And she gets mad at you. Not even if you have the wrong opinions. If you don't have any opinions at all, then you're complicit.
Oh, she's
Yeah.
one of those.
You're a Zionist. If
You're not part of the
yeah.
solution. You're part of the problem.
Oh, yeah, you know, whoever wrote The Banality of Evil really needs to go fuck themselves. Cause just the past 20 fucking years, right? That theory has run its course, and it's not a solution to anything. It's just making us all miserable.
Yeah.
You ever read that, The Banality of Evil?
No.
Yeah. It was this woman. She was a Holocaust survivor, and she was like, well, you know, I think the indirect of the indirect of the indirect matters, you know?
Yeah.
It was I'm being kind of an asshole because her whole point was that evil is not... You know, back then when people expected evil, they expected, like, a fucking psychopath. But what evil was back in, like, Nazi Germany, it was literally just a mild-mannered pencil pusher that was like, yeah, I did my paperwork about all the dead people we killed. You know, hopefully I'll get a promotion tomorrow. Like, they didn't give a shit. And her whole thing was like, well, see, evil can be banal. Evil can be passive. So therefore, we need to be annoying about not being evil. We need to always just be constantly vigilant about everything. And the reality of that situation is that, you know, well, what she's saying is true. If you're constantly in a state of, like, revolution, at some point you're going to exhaust yourself. And you're going to be like, okay, you know what? I don't care about any of the wars anymore. Oh, who's president? Don't fucking tell me because I need to take a nap. I'm going to go down to the convenience store and buy all the products that I now currently know are made by child slaves, but I don't care because I want to buy them. I want ice cream. It doesn't work. Anyway, these are the rock
And
Pikmin.
his
These are
name was A. Hitler.
His name was A. Hitler. Yeah. These are the rock Pikmin. You can throw them at things and they'll, you know, they'll break glass.
Wow.
Yeah. See, look at these are the crystals from Mario
You're
Galaxy.
just destroying these beautiful crystals for
Yeah.
your own selfish brain.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, it's either we do that or we get children to mine them. So.
You're just destroying the natural ecosystem.
Yeah. Listen, stop being a Britney, all right? Stop it with that. This is a game about a group of people who come from a planet where they ate too much, and now they don't have anything to eat, and now they're going to another planet to steal food. And they themselves are eating the food, but hopefully they can grow enough seeds. You don't grow the seeds. You don't grow seeds, do you? That's not how that works.
I mean, I'm sure you could boil it down.
Yeah. Yeah. What the fuck is my alarm going off for? What do I have to... God. If I don't deal with this now, it's gonna go off 5 or 6 or 7 times.
Oh boy.
Oh man. I got fucking 3 DMs. What do these people want? What is this?
You're getting DMGs.
Yeah.
Someone's a little popular.
Yeah.
How's that Pikmin YouTube channel coming?
Oh, well, I made one video about the Mighty Boosh, and then I made one about American Psycho, which apparently the audience for those is very different. I could have just really, like, I could have milked the shit out of the Pikmin stuff, but then I ended up spending fucking months and months and months making a Mighty Boosh video that, like, 5 people watched. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thought that an obscure show like that wouldn't have that many fans?
it's so niche.
Yeah.
The other video hasn't even come out.
No, yeah. No, because I got, like, jaded. I'm like, well, fuck it. Oh, this is so... I gotta put... Well, the thing is, I also have to focus on making Onion Punch, and, like... For a while, my channel got views, and I was like, oh, this is what the people want to see. But then, you know, I ended up just doing whatever I wanted on the channel. I ended up streaming, you know, because it's so much easier to just stream a video than to, like, spend fucking, like, 3 weeks editing a fucking, like, 15-minute video. I think that's... I should have done that, though, because that's, like, the actual entertaining shit. There's, like, 5 people watching this, but it feels productive. It feels like, oh, yeah, we're off the cuff. But, I also wanted to actually write Onion Punch for once in my fucking life, because that's like... I might be being pretentious, but Onion Punch is, like, the culmination of everything I've ever done, right? Like, I used to make comics. And you saw the comics that I made. They were,
Oh yeah.
looking back, they really weren't great. You know what I mean? Like, it was very much a DIY situation.
I mean, it's just a muscle skill.
Yeah.
Just a skill.
I guess what I'm kind of saying is sometimes you don't know how good you've gotten until you look back and see how terrible you used to be. And that was me, like, watching, like, looking at my old comics on, like, DeviantArt, where they were, like, black and white. For a while, they were just black and white, like, pen and paper that I would, like, fucking scan in to DeviantArt. And then, when I was in college, I didn't get any better at drawing, but I said, you know what this needs? Colored pencil and marker and fucking, like, pencil shadings. That'll fucking spruce things up.
Yeah, you animated on paper by hand.
Yeah. Well, I think the animation, that was impressive, but, like...
I have a core memory of just, like, you sitting in the bathroom, like, just drawing an animation of just the water coming down the sink.
Yeah, that was an assignment, yeah. And that's the thing, is they gave me shit, because, like, you could totally tell that, like, my hand was moving kind of weird, because I was literally, like, like, changing the way my hand moved manually. And the way it moved away, they were like, well, it's a little unnatural when your hand moved away. It's like, yeah, because I was doing that, like, my hand itself was a stop motion.
That's why.
Yeah. Now, Dan, you're an artist too, right? This is gonna be sort of a transition. I hear talk.
Okay.
I hear word through the grapevine that you've been writing a book of some sort.
Yeah, I wrote a book.
You wrote a book. Can you believe it?
I had some vacation time.
Yeah.
So I wrote a book.
Oh yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. What's it about?
Yeah. It's about a farm. It's a horror novel about a farm. And there's an evil pig. There's an evil pig who has aspirations and dreams of killing the farmer.
Yeah. Because he knows he's gonna get eaten.
No, it's not like.
Oh.
It's not like Charlotte's Web.
Oh, okay. No, because I was about to say, yeah, it's like kind of like the horror version of. Okay, no, he just wants to kill the farmer.
I mean, it's basically it's like American Psycho meets Charlotte's Web.
Okay, yeah, that's the pitch. That's the
pitch.
elevator pitch.
What if Bryson Ellis wrote Charlotte's Web?
Oh yeah, there would be a lot more racial slurs and just casual misogyny in it if he did. Yeah.
It's a horror novel, you know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm terrible at describing this.
It sounded good when you described it. When you like texted me about it over the phone.
Yeah. The pig wants to kill a farmer, kill the farmer, and he thinks he's in charge of the whole farm. So he just like struts around and he like just stomps out.
Oh, okay. So he thinks that
gophers.
he's in charge of the whole thing
Yeah,
because he's like a narcissist, and then eventually he realizes, oh wait, this other guy's in charge, and he can't take the injury to his ego, so he's like, well, clearly this guy's gonna go. This guy's gonna, gotta give him the axe.
yeah. There's a dog that just doesn't like him.
Yeah.
He some things happen, and he realizes the pig's gotta go.
Yeah. The farmer, yeah. I feel like that sounds almost more like Animal Farm. I don't know if you've ever read that.
Yes, we've talked about, and we have talked about.
Yeah.
I reference Animal Farm quite a lot.
Yeah, because Animal Farm is all about, like there are sort of moralistic reasons for why the animals rebel. It's like, oh, the farmer is exploiting us. That's why we're going to rebel. But whereas this pig is just, his reasons are very plainly.
I mean, it's not spoiling anything. The book opens up the birth of the pig in his litter.
Yeah.
And the pig, just born, doesn't understand what's going on, and there's complications with its mother. The farmer has to put the pig down.
Oh.
But the pig sees its mother die, and it just holds this grudge against the farmer for years.
Oh, yeah. But the pig is... Okay.
It's a crazy idea of the pig, like, it just eats, and it, like, it just eats, and it gets so huge.
Yeah.
And you ever see, like, photos of muscular pigs? They're, like, intimidating.
No, but that sounds... Oh, is that how you got it? Like, you saw a picture of a
Yeah, I saw a picture of, like, a huge pig, and it was intimidating.
And you were like...
kind of had this thing of, like, it works out, it, runs laps, and it just eats, and it just listens to the motorhead.
Okay! This is the American Psycho part of it. It's like just constantly working out. It's thinking about its health.
Yeah.
I should also, I gotta interrupt you. There's a super chat right now. $5 from Cash the Wisconsinite. I saw Lucy Lacemaker at a Unite the Right rally. She didn't like that they removed a Robert E. Lee monument. See, that to me... No, I'm going to be honest. That doesn't even make sense that I have the context. That was complete, like, that was schizophrenic. Have you ever heard? Do you even know who that...
It's just, I just hang around.
Yeah, are you aware of the Lucy Lacemaker? Are you aware of Fenna, the guy who did The Wall, the Doug Walker's version of The Wall? You remember that guy?
No.
Okay. Well, then I guess this train of thought ends here. Thank you for the $5. I do appreciate it, Cash. Oh, Dan is a normie. What you guys got to remember is that Dan is he's got one of those things. I think they call it like a life. Is that what it's called? A life? Yeah. He doesn't even know what the word lolcow is, and I keep trying to tell him, and he tells me actively, "I don't know. Don't." He like resists the knowledge because it's like learning eugenics. No, not eugenics. It's like learning Dianetics. The more you read of that book, the dumber you get. So the pig.
Yes, I just fall right asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pig's a bad guy.
Yeah. He's a bad dude.
When you come up with like a story, you ever write something and you think you want like an emotion be one thing, but it ends up as you're going, it's like this doesn't work out the way I want it to.
I guess
has
so.
To change.
Well,
that was the thing I had with the pig. The pig, I wanted him to like he's the villain, but also like be quasi maybe like sympathetic.
Yeah.
And the more I kept writing about him, just the worse he got. I was like, oh.
The more you're just like, this is like a Patrick Bateman pig, where he's just like all of his motivations are like greed and disgust, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah, he sneaks into like the chicken coops, and he just like pushes his way in and eats all the eggs.
Just raw eggs. Just eat some raw. The fucking chickens.
Yeah.
The mother hens are there. They like witness it.
Yeah. He eats. That's all he does is just eat.
He
He loves
eats.
eating.
He's like the hungry caterpillar. I like
Yeah.
that character. I know. I mean, because I think you've kind of like you've written another story before about a sociopathic animal. I think it was the cat. This was
Yeah.
on Webtoons. It was about a
Yeah.
sociopath cat, and it was inspired by a book he read about like a sociopath dog.
Yeah. Hellhound by
Hellhound, yeah.
Henry Hall. Great book. Love
Did
it.
you did you base the cat on like a real cat? Like I think I know the cat that you based it on because it's like this big hulking, like all fur kind of
Yeah,
cat.
it's a Maine Coon.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're just huge cats.
Because we used to know
And
one
it's,
of those.
you want to hear something really stupid?
Yeah.
It's also like quasi based on like a Dane Cook bit,
Yeah, of course it
like a
would
way
be.
old. He's talking about like the xenomorphs and just like how badass the xenomorphs were.
Oh
There's
yeah,
always the thing of like if cats were the size of you know lions, they'd eat us. It's
they
just because
would.
they're small.
Mm.
That's that. There's always that thought of like, yeah, a xenomorph. It's just like a big cat.
I mean, I don't think cats spit acid. I don't
You
think
ever
they.
been spit on by a cat?
I've been spit on, but like, I don't know. Don't they
By
chuck
a
up
cat?
hairballs? Like, hairballs are kind of gross.
Anything's gross.
Owl pellets, they're like owl pellets. If you ever, when I was in school, one time we got to dissect an owl pellet, and that was kind of cool because there were like bones in it. And then you could like make it. It was kind of like it was a very morbid kind of Kinder Surprise egg because you could like assemble a skeleton.
Ugh.
Oh yeah.
What? Are we ever gonna do a second part to our American Psycho?
No, well, I mean, I think we said everything that we needed to say. Like, there was a certain point when I was editing where I was like, "Oh man, there's so much I have to. Oh, I
Yeah,
understand it now. I
I
understand
remember
it
that.
now." But the funny thing is, like, it's been so long that moment has passed. I think there's some things I could say. I could talk about like how even if Patrick Bateman, like, even if you're not supposed to have sympathy and you shouldn't have sympathy, I do still feel kind of bad for him because like Patrick knows that there's something wrong with him. He just doesn't know. Like, he knows what's wrong, he just doesn't. He can't identify the problem. And But I think he kind of knows that he can't fix it. So he focuses on other, like, aspects of life. And so he's just caught up in this crowd of people that also don't care about him. And it's sort of like. It's like because the whole book is sort of a commentary on all of these people that have given up their humanity in the pursuit of an idea, an idea of what to be, and that's why they all are so interchangeable. Is that they're all trying to like outdo one another in becoming the idea of this person, whereas like Patrick himself, like he never had any humanity to give up. All he had was the idea, and now he's surrounded by these people, and that contrast is kind of like, huh, what's worse? Having no humanity or like actively trying to lose it. That's kind of something
I
to think about.
I have a hot take, and
Yeah.
I don't know if I brought it up in the video or not, but I do have a thought that I think. I have a thought that I think. That's
Yeah.
great. That's great English. I wrote a book. I think Bret Easton Ellis wrote American Psycho with the subtext that it would be a splatterpunk book.
Yeah.
The splatterpunk was taking off right at that exact time. That's when we had like Light at the End of the Tunnel, the Clive Barker Books and Bloods, a lot of Jack Ketchum stuff. Like stuff was getting hard, and I think he wanted to be a part of that culture.
Yeah.
Because his last two books he did were about like overprivileged teenagers,
Yeah.
and like there was kind of a sense of irony, but also like a disconnect of
Yeah.
I get what you're doing, Brett, but also you actually don't understand.
Yeah. Well, I think he's writing
um,
himself, and when you're writing, you don't really realize how much of yourself that you're putting into the writing. You're like, oh, like even if you're self-aware about it, you're like, okay. I think Stephen King talked about it. Like he wrote a book about like, yeah, this character is an asshole and he's an alcoholic, you know, and I'm an alcoholic, but he's like a really bad alcoholic. And then he like looked back and he was like, no, that was just who I was at the time. I just couldn't see it, right? It's why I'm so into like Carl Jung and the idea of like, you know, the subconscious, because art really, like art is trying to tell you something you're not even aware you know. Just like dreams, just like all that shit, you know? Even if it's a ridiculous story that you made up on the spot, there's something subconscious about it that can tell you something about yourself. And Brett,
I
you know,
I don't think we've ever talked about this. I have a question actually about American Psycho for you.
what?
Uh, now that you've gone through the book,
Hmm.
um,
I
do you
skipped
think?
some. I think there's a large chunk that I like didn't read because again, like I fell asleep. Like
Yeah,
I
but
fucking
you understand the characterization of Patrick Bateman,
yeah, the sort of the way it's
like
yeah
who
yeah
he is as a character. Yeah.
yeah.
Do you think Christian Bale was a good Patrick Bateman?
I think he was a good Patrick Bateman, but he had the like everything about the way he acted was correct. It's just he also happens to be Christian Bale, you know,
Right.
like the way he looks and the fact that he
Yeah.
like sounds that way, right? And I hate to say it because it's almost sort of like the I don't know. I think Brett says this himself. Like American Psycho came true. People, the whole book is about surface level appearance. And
Yeah.
I do think if you got like a guy who was like less good looking, less well known, and kind of had more of like a whiny fucking voice, then yeah, that would like I think that would help people understand. Wow, this guy's a loser. But I think that proves the book better that like you know like when you see this person. I think that's what makes the book so special is that you can like remove yourself from the character. But when you see him on the big screen, it's like, yeah, that's probably what he would look like. He would be like he's constantly worrying about his appearance. He's constantly working out. He would be some jacked like celebrity looking guy, even though he's a loser. And people probably like the audience, like the people themselves looked at that and were like, yeah, this guy looks, he's killing people. Because there are people that legitimately have said, I want the same lifestyle that Patrick Bateman has. I just don't want the women murdering. And I feel like that's the biggest, like, okay, well, it's not just the women murdering that's a bad thing, you know?
Yeah. I
What do you think?
I think I think he could have been amazing. I think he really could have been a really great Patrick Bateman. I
Yeah.
think what he did was fine. I think honestly, I think he was too confident.
Yeah, I guess that
Like
is the thing.
when I
He
think about
is,
Patrick Bateman, there's
he's,
this guy who like just puts all this confidence out and
yeah,
like really flashes around his muscle.
he's
But
so,
like
yeah, so charismatic, yeah.
yeah, because like he does he ever have like a normal conversation with anyone in the book?
I think he
Like there are
kind
those
of,
times like he goes and has dinner, like he has dinner with like his ex girlfriend. He just kind of like breaks down and like he's just sweating so much.
I think I'm gonna fucking restart today. I don't know what the fuck I was doing. I definitely think there are times when he can hold it together, but it's sort of like he can. Well, I think literally Christian Bale said this about him. He was like, "There's a difference between Bateman in the movie and Patrick Bateman in the book." And in the book, it's a person who can hold it together, and then by the end of the book, he can't hold it together. So that's sort of the dichotomy. Is like when you're reading chapter one, you're sort of like your impression of Patrick is, oh yeah, he's kind of a yuppie, but he's just this businessman. And then the more you read it, the more the cracks kind of show through, the more you see how like violent he is. sort of his passive fantasies of like, wow, look, I get it. I've had moments of like, I think we've all had moments of like somebody cuts us off in traffic, and we want to like ram our car into the guy or like tell him, like shit like that, right? But then like it gets worse and worse and worse and worse to the point where he's like, what if I took a prostitute and just cut him up? It's like, oh. And then by the end of the book, he's actually doing that. So you're just like, oh, that wasn't, well, we don't know whether or not he did it because of Brett's, open-endedness. To the chagrin of you and some people, but
it had something with like the violence too, of just the way it's portrayed. It seems, I mean, it's a movie, so it has to be like stylized, but it's very like slick almost and cold.
Yeah, I guess that is
like,
the thing. Yeah,
in the book, he's just so manic.
No, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I definitely see what you're talking about because like the very famous scene of like the hey Paul, right? Like he's like dancing along to the music as he's like swinging the action.
Yeah.
Like you can definitely tell like oh he's got it together. He knows what he's doing. Whereas I think if you were to portray somebody like that realistically, like they would do it because the whole thing is he gets away with it. Not because of how clever he is, but because he has connections. And that's, like, implied, oh, well, his dad is covering it up. The people around him are covering the bodies up. But in this, like, I think that kind of makes you feel like, oh, he knows how to hide a body. He knows how to, do this. He's like a Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah.
He's like a, one of those killers that really, knows how to, I don't know, like, not get caught. But yeah, he would
in
be
the
one of
movie.
those.
Yeah, he's overly capable.
I think the funny thing is like because we think of like Patrick Bateman as like suave businessman, right? Knows how to get with because ladies do like him, right? Women for some fucking reason find this idiot to be like I don't know attractive.
They keep saying he's the boy next door.
But I think the closest thing we have to a real Elliot Rodger in the real world. No, fucking. Well, I just gave it away. The closest thing to Patrick Bateman we have in the real world is fucking Elliot Rodger, right? Because I don't know if you've heard of that guy. He's the dude that. Like,
I remember Elliot Rodger.
He wrote a whole book, and like, if you read some of the book, it's this guy who has no idea he's his own worst enemy. He's like, I don't get it. I'm rich. Why don't women like me? I tried to go up to some women and I berated them for not being as rich as me. And they rejected me. What the fuck? Oh well, better try again next week. Or else I'll kill myself. Like that's what, and I feel like that's kind of what Patrick Bateman is. Is this, like, I don't understand. I'm magnificent. Why don't you, I'm like a creature of prestige. Yeah. But then you look at him in the real world and he's just this like whiny, prissy, dipshit with zero charm. I think the difference, well, there's a difference between Elliot and Bateman is that in this fantasy, Bateman somehow can pick up women. But, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder about that. I wonder how.
Because when it comes to like people like Patrick Bateman, where they have these violent fantasies all the time, and they're like, you know what, I'm going to do it. I'm going to actually do it. Like they plan it out, and the way like their plans of what's going to happen is always like 10 times more grandiose and like big and bombastic, right? Like Elliot Rodger thought that he was going to like lure people into his home and then torture them, and then he would have a bag of heads to roll down the street of Isla Vista, and then he was going to kill all those blonde girls that wouldn't sleep with him. What actually ended up happening is he bang on the door of the sorority. They're not going to let him in because he's fucking Elliot Rodger and he's got a gun, so he's like, I guess so he's just going to start like doing pot shots at random passersby. That's the reality. I think even the Columbine guys, like they were gonna like blow up the school and then pick off.
Yeah, the bomb didn't go off.
The bomb didn't go off.
They didn't know how to.
Yeah, because they're dipshits.
Children, yeah.
They're dipshits to think they're way smarter. Like they're way smarter than they think they are. So they're like, fuck, I guess we gotta just do it ourselves, the old-fashioned way, right?
There's a thing in I mean, I'm going back to fiction, trying to
Yeah.
avoid this.
Yeah,
But there's a
yeah.
thing in Fight Club 2, in the Fight Club 2 comic, um, they bring back Project Mayhem, and their thing is they're gonna get like missiles, I think.
Yeah.
They have missiles. And it's this kind of thing that like Tyler Durden has in his back pocket, and then it finally happens where he like gets his opportunity and he like pushes the button, but they don't fire,
Yeah.
and then it goes back to the
No.
narrator like, yeah, in reality, anyone who has control of a missile isn't gonna fall for Tyler Durden.
No, yeah.
You know?
That's the. I think. Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying. They definitely should have had more scenes like that, where it shows that, like, he's not this vicious predator. He's got all this anger, but he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, he thinks he knows what he's doing. Like, he can kill people, but he's sloppy. He's absolutely sloppy about it.
I wish they kept the psychopath scene, like where he just has his breakdown. And like he goes into the store and he like steals a ham and just eats it. And a cheeseburger.
Oh yeah, I think that would make it like a lot more obvious to people that like, because again, like Patrick Bateman in the movie, he's like a psychopath in the fact that he doesn't care about killing people. Like he thinks that's cool. But in the book, he's like actually schizophrenic. Like he's already got bad mental health. But then he's taking so many drugs. He's taking, like, just... At some point, he doesn't even describe the drugs he's taking. He's like, yeah, the pills started kicking in. I started to see volcanoes. God was speaking to me, and God said, I'm also the devil, and I'm also your mother. And then my mother's pussy opened up, and I saw a Valhalla. Like, there's shit like that. Like, the stuff you're describing where he's... Like, I went and I stole a ham, and I ate so much of it that I threw up. And I began to make I began to make out passionately with the Les Miserables poster.
Yeah.
This has just become American Psycho. Yeah, fuck Pikmin. This is American Psycho chat now.
Play the American Psycho video game.
To all the 4 people that are watching, this is not Drunk Pikmin anymore. This is Drunk American Psycho. This is Drunk Literary Discussion. We're gonna be talking about.
This is the spin-off of Thug Notes.
Yeah, no, instead of Thug Notes, it's like Neat Notes, fucking Neckbeard Notes. What if it was Thug Notes, but it was with a white guy? That's what we need. That's what we really need. Oh man.
Patrick Bateman.
Yeah.
Icon.
I mean, the thing is, I think with Patrick, like, we kind of discussed it during a time when, like, I think that, because there was that whole, like, Sigma male meme, like, there were a bunch of memes going around about, you know, like, oh, that face when I kill prostitutes, it's really based when I kill... I think that's kind of died down. Like, nobody... No, there were all these videos of, like, you know, you're really hurting your gains if you don't just grab prostitutes off the street and eat them. Like, shit like that, deranged shit. And, like, the alpha male thing, the sigma male, like, that's kind of, like... I think that's old news.
Yeah, what color's your Bugatti, yeah.
Yeah, people moved on. That's the thing, oh, the Andrew Tate shit. It is so funny. That, well, I don't know if it's funny, but, like, it's strange to think that, like... We used to watch, like, the Tate Speech channel... And it felt like we discovered him, like we were the only people that knew about him.
Yeah.
And then he just became this whole fucking huge thing. He's got, like, he's sex trafficking women. Is he finally going to jail for that?
No, he got acquitted.
He's such an awful guy. He's evil. But, no.
Yeah, we were...
At first he was just a dick. He was like... Yeah, and we were like, you know, Dan, the Bible says, judge not, lest ye be judged. But this Andrew Tate guy, he's a real jerk. I don't like him.
There was the one, he was just like, I don't read. Reading is for... Reading
is for
it's never going to get you anywhere.
Yeah, it's like, if you read, you're gay. No.
He was like, what? He was like, yeah, I read this book about this lady, she went to Africa, and then she, like, hooked up with one of the guys, you know, and it's just like that's what you do.
I read this book. Oh, I could just imagine it being like, I read this diary. It's about this fucking girl named Anne Frank. Which, first of all, she's a girl, so who cares? But second of all, you mean to tell me she got caught? Why the fuck am I read? Why am I reading it if she lost? No. Why am
Actually,
I want winners.
doesn't even like water.
He doesn't know, because that's the first video we watched was the bottled water. Because, like, that was kind of weird. Like, I think a lot of people, like, they're kind of used to the Tate accent now. But when I first saw that, it was like this guy who kind of sounded like an American. And then you heard him say water, and it was like, water? Bottled water? And then suddenly it's like a normal, I don't know, well, fucking, you know, accents are subjective, but like, just like this average American dude, and then there are like random cracks of Carl Pilkington in the dialect, and I'm like, what? Is this guy British? Is he American? What is he? He really is like if Carl Pilkington from the Ricky Gervais show was, it's like bad timeline Carl Pilkington, where he's successful, but he's also like an evil overlord. He's like
it was weird. We went for a while, like, is this real? Like, does he know?
Because the thing is, it's kind of a combination of, like, he definitely plays it up. That's kind of his thing, is, like, he's sort of preying on, I guess, like, men with no direction in their life. He's like, this is what you want to be, this is who I am, right? And he exaggerates it to shit, but then also, the reality of the situation is that he's like, trafficking women. So he's self-aware, but he's also evil.
There's the other Brady Snells book called Lunar Park, and there's a part in it where a kid is watching a commercial on TV, and it's another kid in a skate park, and he's got like a backwards hat, and he's just like, "Why aren't you a millionaire at 10?" And like that's.
Are you talking about Patrick Bateman is saying this, or is this a character?
No, it's another book.
Okay,
it's a different book.
Why aren't you a millionaire at 10? That's how it. Yeah, that's really how it feels to turn.
That's
30.
how it feels.
It's just like, yeah, it's like, oh man, I should have been, like, I need to be, like, I need to have grown my media empire at 25, now I'm 5 years late. Holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like, oh no, I'm an adult now. Now I can't be rewarded for being a prodigy.
No, yeah, now I can't be like, yeah. Because when you're a kid, you're like, oh, when I grow up later on, I'm going to learn these things. And now you're like, when I grow up, oh, wait. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Oh, this is it. And I still feel like I still have the exact same brain as when I was 10, you know?
Yeah. The John Mulaney bit of like, yeah, I'm still waiting to grow up big and strong.
Yeah. Oh, God, the fucking part... Oh. I'm not gonna rape you. I'm a little boy. You remember that one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He was like trying to catch up. He's like, I should catch up to her and say, hey man, I'm not really gonna, you didn't think. But that would be worse because, oh man. John Mulaney's fucking great. Yeah. I don't know what he's up to lately, but yeah, there's some good fucking bits out of him.
I'm sure he's being funny somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Better than being not funny.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, goody. Let's read the chat. We've been ignoring the chat a little bit. Oofly. Drunk Book Club. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, yeah. Salty DK Dan made a video about his obsessive Star Wars tweets before he blew up. Yeah, I don't know if you know, because, like, you're not a YouTube guy, but there was literally a dude who did videos. For a little bit, like, Andrew Tate was going around Twitter being like, if you watch Star Wars, you get no pussy. Don't watch Dork Wars. He kept calling it Dork Wars.
Dork Wars.
He's like, don't watch Dork
Wars. That's funny, though.
Yeah, it is, but no, because that's the thing, is, like, it started out so innocent that, like, nobody, like, because the thing is, I look back to that video, because they were making fun of him, and it's hard to believe that that was also Andrew Tate. Like, of course it was. Of course he would do that. But it's just, like, the escalation of horrible things that he's got this... It's like he wants to be like a wrestler heel. He wants to be the like ravishing Rick Rude of misogyny, but then also, you know, there's some actual like disgusting shit that he's doing. And you know he's being, because the whole thing with that is he's like, well, it's not like we're keeping these women in chains, we're just like, his version of human trafficking is so fucking pathetic because it's literally just him keeping a bunch of prostitutes in a house he pays for, and then him being like, all right, they don't know we're supposed to pay them, so don't tell them. Don't tell them they're not supposed to work for free. I mean, like, it's just, oh man. It's like, just be a drug dealer, you know?
Yeah.
Just
Just be a
sell.
pusher.
If you see, like, there's some things where I see where people are making money or people are like doing shit, and I'm just like, I would have more respect for you. I'm gonna redo that. I need the fucking Pikmin. Like, I would have more respect for you if you sold heroin to single mothers and the children of said single mothers to make. That's how you made your ends meet. You know?
Yeah.
Uh, hmm.
You didn't read? Oh, you did. You read Less Than Zero, right?
I read a little
I
bit of
sent
it.
you that
Yeah.
audiobook.
Yeah. About the dude that was just like this LA guy,
Yeah,
and
he
then
was just yeah.
I
And
was
then there's
kind
just the
of yeah.
part. There's just the part. It's like, hey man, you talk to Julian? No man, I don't hang out with that guy anymore. Like I get it. Like selling drugs is fine, but shit, man, fucking selling to kids.
He's selling drug, which that's the thing is like I say, oh, selling drug, like that's a cartoonish thing that doesn't happen, right? Like
Yeah,
you can't, like, kids don't have fucking money, but like the idea is like, oh, I mean, I think that's kind of what we as kids we're told to look out for in some of those fucking PSAs. It's like, yeah, hey man, there's gonna be like a shady guy in sunglasses who's gonna offer you a
yeah,
cigarette, an Adderall, a fucking an acid tab, all in one handful of drugs, and you have to not take it. But
yeah.
like, are there? Now I'm wondering, like, are there people that do that? And the answer is probably yes. I feel like
Yeah, absolutely.
they're the dumbest drug. They're the most evil and also the dumbest because they're like they're targeting the people that have no money. They're
Yeah,
targeting the people like, oh, he's gonna sell me his allowance. That's what he's gonna do. I'm pretty sure if you
yeah.
were in the mob and like if you were in any of those like scumbag organizations and you found out about a guy that was selling to kids, you and your other like dirtbag buddies would just go and beat that guy up and kill him.
Yeah,
You'd be like,
probably.
get the fuck off of our turf. I bashed the guy's kneecaps in like the other day because he didn't pay me. I want you to. You're going to hell. You're going to see hell. I've been watching The Sopranos. That's kind of the thing I've been doing.
Who's your favorite?
My favorite Soprano. I don't know. They're all fucking. You know what? I'm gonna cop out and I'm gonna say I like Tony. I think there's something about him. There's something about.
Yeah, compelling character.
Because like a lot of them, because I'm kind of doing other shit while I'm watching, and they all kind of sound like they're all fucking
So
new.
just
They're all
Italian.
New Jersey. No, the funny thing though is like we act like New Jersey. I act like New Jersey is a different. Like it's not, right? Like Boston, New York, the entire New England area. There's a certain fucking
Yeah,
phenotype when it comes to like how you speak. There's an accent. There's a way of life, right?
yeah,
But with The Sopranos, it's just like, okay, they're the Italian version of that. Like, I
yeah.
was talking, like, because, I help my dad. I'm like an assistant, let's call it I'm an assistant property manager. And I was doing some shit. I was, like, putting some, I don't know, some, like, blinds in to some new windows or taking them out. And, like, my dad was talking to somebody, right, who just sounds like some Boston fuck. But because he sounded like that and I was watching The Sopranos, I was like, oh my god, I need to go down there because he's gonna get shot, you know? It's like when I used to watch Last Podcast on the Left a lot, and then everything turned into like, what if it's a serial killer? You know? What if? Wait a minute. What if there's a bag of lobsters on the ground? What if there's a what if there's a human bone in that bag, and they're trying to cover it up with the lobsters? Oh no, they're not. It's just that's what Massachusetts is
Right.
like.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And then I
I
touched it
forgot.
because I was like, but I want to see the lobsters. I want to see the cool lobster bones.
I want to
I
see the
told you.
lobster bones.
No, yeah, and I told you about that, and you were literally like, well, first of all, if you thought it was a crime scene, and it is a crime scene, then go fuck yourself. You deserve it for doing that. You absolutely deserve. If you're that fucking deranged enough to do that, but then also dumb enough. Yeah.
I want to touch it. 2 seconds later, I touched it.
Yeah. I want to touch. It was cool, but I don't know what the fuck it was doing there. It was just a bag of lobsters on the side of the road.
We'll never know.
Yeah. Apparently, at some point, there was this truck full of lobsters that caught fire in Massachusetts. And is that not just like the most Massachusettsiest thing that you've ever heard?
Yeah.
There were so many lobsters, they exploded.
They were just cooking.
They were they were packed in, jam packed, and they set aflame. And Whitey Bulger was there, and he started shooting firecrackers out of his asshole, and singing "Sweet Caroline, Sweet Caroline." That's the only way that could be more like New Englandy. That guy's a fucking scumbag, and there was like a pizza named after him. You believe that shit?
Whitey Bulger?
Yeah. He's a piece of shit. He's like a mafia guy, right? Irish mafia.
He's dead.
Yeah. Well, good riddance.
He threatened Johnny Depp, and I think Johnny Depp knew even more powerful people.
Because like Johnny Depp was doing a movie about him. And he was like, "You better not make me look bad." And then, but because he was a rat, he already looked bad.
Yeah.
That really annoys me. That's the fucking thing about it. And I've been watching Sopranos, and I've been seeing that, like these people are the worst fucking people. They're doing all this awful shit. They're breaking people's kneecaps, shooting each other. Like, they're not even shooting people, they're shooting each other. Because they all love to bust balls, but then one guy busts balls a little too hard. So now he's got a bullet in his mouth. But if you're a rat, Dan, you're the worst. You're worse than Hitler. You're the worst guy ever. If you're a rat, you're a snitch.
Yeah.
You know? There's something awful about it. There's something, like, infuriating about it. I don't know why that is what makes me upset. It's like these, like, scumbags want to tell me... Like, it's like they want to dictate their own morality to you after they've proven that they're pieces of shit. It's like, if you're part of this world, you gotta follow these rules. Or else you're a bad person. It's like, no, we're all bad. You're all bad people.
Yeah.
What do you mean bad? Like, go fuck yourself.
You know what? But Goodfellas, fantastic movie.
Oh, that was a really funny. Yeah, I haven't seen all of it, but it looks like a good film. I mean, that's the thing. Is I'm like a psychopath. I'm saying it's funny because that's what these fucking mobsters do. Is they're constantly making jokes, and then they kill somebody, and then they go back to making jokes with each other. You know, like that scene with Spider where he just shoots the fucking waiter. I don't know why he did that. He's got fucking problems.
Because the kid sassed him.
Yeah. No.
The kid was sassing him.
That's the thing, is like fucking like the mob culture is kind of similar. It's like being an edgelord on the internet is like a more pathetic version of being a mobster because it's all about like busting balls, making people upset. But if you make the wrong person upset, then suddenly you're like the worst person ever. You're getting it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, whoa, we were making fun of minorities, but that's too far. That's a guy's mother, you know?
Yeah.
Like, okay. They all
Oh
know
yeah.
they're scum goodly. Their point is a rat is worse than scum in their world. I don't. Yeah, well, leave it to fucking scum. Yeah, scum will always do that. Where they'll be like, I mean, I guess I'm describing myself here. Where they'll be like, yeah, I'm bad, but like, you're worse than bad, so that makes you like doubly bad. I'm like, I don't know. We're both in the mud. We're both, wiggling our toes in the fucking the muck. Why do you have to drag me under?
And what else, man?
Oh, I don't know what else. Yeah, so that's what I got out of The Sopranos. I don't know any of the. This is shitty thing is I don't know. Like I can't differentiate the characters. It's like Paulie, Frankie, Beansy, fucking
Big pussy.
Garbanzo. Yeah, Pussy. Pussy's the one he died. There's like Vito. Vito's the gay one, and they don't like that he's gay because it's 2006 in the mob.
Yeah.
You know. And they kill him, and they're like, I mean, because apparently, like, there's a big theme with The Sopranos of like hypocrisy. Like every single person in one way or another is a complete fucking hypocrite. Because like they're all Catholic and they're all doing this horrible shit, but they find out Vito's gay, and like even the wives are like, yeah, he's going to hell. My preacher said he was going to hell. Like, and then even the priests are in on it. The priests are like, yeah, we're gonna need a few more donations, or else we might, we might find out that there's some criminal activity in the fucking area. I'm like, what? That's the world we live in, man. That's the world we live in.
Almost like the gay rapper episodes of like Boondocks.
Oh, they had a gay rapper?
Yeah.
Hmm.
And like how hypocritical it was.
What, of him to be gay?
Yeah, because it's not. It wasn't. It wasn't okay.
Yeah, that's not the
time.
lifestyle, dude. Yeah. You mean you're talking about killing people, but you're also doing butt stuff, dude? There's this one guy I follow named Lou Ratchet. He does a bunch of like skits, and he did one where it was like, because like he knows about that kind of shit, and it's like coming out as gay in the hood versus like murdering a guy in the hood, and it's like when the guy admits to murdering, everyone's like, oh, that's so cool, that's so fucking cool. But then the dude, and then it flashes to like, here's what happens when you're gay. It's like, dude, dick don't go in butt. Dick don't go in butt. That's disgusting, That's a world that I'm not a part of, and I don't have to be a part of it, and that's great.
Is this what is this? Is this like a whale caterpillar?
It's like a whale pillar, yeah. I mean, it's the future, Dan. So all of these crazy animals evolved from the post-apocalyptic radiation, right? You remember that about Pikmin, at least, right? Like there is possibly the whole planet's radiated.
Yeah.
And this is a cell phone from the far-off year of 2009. Remember these?
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. It really does date the whole fucking. It's like, look at this. I don't even think phones like this were used. Like at the time this game
Like a
came
90s
out.
phone.
Yeah. If they made it a little bit bigger, you could see Patrick Bateman walking around with it on his fucking shoulder. Just a little bit fucking bigger. Man. This is a great night. This is a chill night. It's always chill.
Ooh, some chilled out brews.
I really do need to start like a book club or something. Because like
That'd be cool.
there's different people I have on here. Depending on the people I have on, like the vibe is completely different, right? Like there's people like you, like Mimi, like Film Nerd, where we're all just kind of like sitting around talking about movies, and then there's like Kuko and Joey, and then it turns into, I see what's going on. I think we shouldn't be talking about this, but instead of stopping the talks, I get involved in the talks and make it worse, Yeah. No more of that. Not no more of that. I'm gonna lay
No more
down the
empty
law.
promises from this alcoholic.
Yeah. No more jokes about assault. No more casually calling people gay. Well, we can call people gay, but we can't call them the other thing. The really fun one to say. Oh boy, it's fun. It's a fun. You don't mean to say when you hear somebody say that on like a TV show, your stomach doesn't start warming up, your belly doesn't start feeling all warm and toasty. No, it's bad. It's bad to say, but man, I hear Pikmin, but I don't know where they even are. Where are these rascally things? I gotta.
Right behind you.
Oh yeah. Look at all this shit here. I'm pretty sure there were Pikmin from that like other area that we were at the beginning, but I don't. I'm gonna leave them behind. I don't give a shit.
I can't believe I can't believe you haven't played Overlord.
I probably should. That should be like my next project or something. I mean, I was gonna make like a whole review of it. I was gonna play it, buy it on Steam, and be like the edgy version of Pikmin, you know. And I was gonna make a joke like, I've been playing Pikmin too much. It's time I play something a little bit different. And then I play Overlord. That's the joke.
What are you, LS Mark?
No, that's the thing. It's like I don't like if I wrote YouTube videos like as much as I like had autistic fantasies of YouTube videos in my head, like I would be 12K at this point. That's the thing is like I don't know, like my brain is just all over the place. I'll be thinking about one thing and I'll be like narrating it in my head like it was a book and then that will turn into like a fucking like YouTube review of something and I'm like, "Man, I should be writing this down." Yeah. But actually, I should be working on the thing that I set out to work on instead of, giving myself schizophrenia. There's a bunch of YouTube videos that I wanted to do from like fucking 15 years ago that I never got around to. I like wrote the script. I was gonna do the Wizards fucking video, and then that never happened.
Oh yeah. I think that's because Sean started like shitting on you because he kept talking about it.
No, don't fucking. We don't name and shame here. We're not.
No one knows anyone.
No, look. People follow his Twitter, okay? Like, there's people that I didn't even know that like. There's a lot of people that know him. Okay.
He's very popular.
We don't know. Okay. Don't use his. Now that you used his name, don't use his online name. Look, he's a flake. He's a bit flaky.
Cuttlefish.
But he's a good guy.
At AOL.com.
Cuttlefish. Yeah. I'm gonna take a shit. I'm gonna take a big piss. So you just hold down the fort. You talk to these people, these psychopaths, and I'm gonna mute myself because the bathroom is right there, and I've made that mistake before. Oh boy.
Yeah. He just left me. Now I gotta go take over. Oh my gosh. I wish Goodley could have been on Channel Awesome. He could have been a contender. Do you think Goodley would have cried over Juwaria? Do you think he could have replaced Film Brain? Wouldn't you love Goodley's Bad Movie Beatdown? Oh man. What is even the point of Pikmin?
So if I had to play Film Brain, Are you talking about Film Brain from his own reviews or Film Brain from the Channel Awesome movies where he had to be a big kiss up?
Both.
So I would have to, with all the energy in my spirit, say lines like "I will eat your penis," and have to make that work. Have to make that work as
Yes.
just a joke. Well, I mean, it didn't work as a joke enough,
Yeah.
so it didn't. Oh man, this is the funny thing is that we got a guy in our little fucking circle named Film Nerd, and he makes film reviews. He's kind of cool. He actually interviewed like Andrew. Who was the guy who did he did the trauma? Kaufman was that guy,
Yeah,
like
Andrew
Lloyd.
Tate.
Not Andrew Tate, no, I'm saying the name wrong. I'm probably combining a bunch of like Andrew Kaufman, Andrew Lloyd, Lloyd Kaufman. I combined Andrew Lloyd Webber and fucking that guy in my brain. What the fuck?
I mean, Andy Kaufman's the real guy.
Yeah, he interviewed Lloyd Kaufman, the guy who wrote the Toxic Avenger, and we also used to have a guy by the name of Black Brains. You know, he was like the hip hop dude. At one time, somebody got him like mixed up, and they said to their face like, "Yeah, film." And so it would be really cool to do a collab with Film Brain, and the both of them were like, "Dude, what the fuck? Don't ever say that again." You know? Why I oughta.
Would you? Here's a question you can pick up. Would you have been sad about Jew Wario?
Probably. I don't know.
Would you?
What'd he do?
Would you
He had
have
shit,
have
like,
tried to milk it?
Like some people, like he was drunk, and then some other woman was drunk, and then he fucked them when they were asleep. What happened with him?
I have no idea. Honestly, I got no idea.
I would have been sad, but I would have also laughed when I heard Chris Bores of Irate Gamer fame saying, well, it was really sad that he died, but he's going to hell now that he committed suicide. This is the funny thing
what
is,
the fuck?
It's so interesting because Chris Bores used to be like a contemporary guy. He used to be like, oh yeah, did you see the latest Irate Gamer? It was terrible. But now we got a bunch of fucking YouTubers being like, the tale of Chris Bores, and they have to explain it like it's a history video. Even though we both lived through that. It's a bizarre feeling. But now Chris is still up to his old trick, so he's going around like copyright striking all the videos because he's a bit of a pussy. You know? Using his ghost hunting powers to stifle free expression. Oh. Let's face it, the afterlife is ruined. That's what all the ghosts will say when he passes over.
Rich bricks and more bricks.
Yeah. Well, that was a different guy. That was Brown Bricks in Minecraft.
I don't even get that. I don't understand.
Mike Matei, you know Mike Matei.
I know Mike Matei. I know the whole thing. I don't know.
You know about.
I just don't wanna.
You do, but like I think that's the one thing you still follow because you're kind of like hungover and embarrassed for having ever known about internet shit. But like you followed the tale of the fucking like the slobs and how they like took over for Mike Matei. They bought
all the AVGN, yeah.
He got in trouble because he plagiarized his like the guy he wrote to write the scripts for him was completely plagiarizing. And then there was this guy that was even more annoying than the both of them combined that was like, actually you have to cite your sources. Actually, and everyone's like, shut up, you. YouTube has a huge plagiarism problem. Yeah, and up your ass. How about that?
Oh, damn.
I say that as if certain YouTubers you talked about didn't like lose millions of subs, but I just personally don't like that guy. He's a smarmy British shithead.
How do you feel about the allegations that you are just stealing content from Rebel Taxi?
Um, you know what's funny is that Rebel Taxi, like, he's got his own pilot out. He like had girlfriends, but I still feel like I have more dignity than him. Like, he will go out of his way sometimes to just like destroy his own like reputation. He'll talk about like, hey guys, here's a story about how I was jerking off. I'm like, okay, why? Here's a story about how I got caught jerking off. It was really it was really embarrassing, and he's jerking off while he's telling it because he's got a humiliation kink. No.
It feels like that sometimes, honestly.
Yeah, it's crazy. But you know, he's still the king. We're just living in his courtroom.
Did he ever finish his Loki pilot?
I don't know if he did. I know that's. I saw like a trailer for it a while ago. Like I think it's gonna be done, or it's already. I don't know. I would have to look it up.
I mean, yeah, but how many people have animatics on YouTube of fucking Hamilton?
Yeah, well, I have an animatic on my fucking channel. Oh wait,
Of Hamilton?
Not Hamilton, no.
You're a big Hamilton head, I know that.
I know.
You're a
I
big
love
Hamilton.
Hamilton. So I'm actually the guy who made that like
You're a
OC.
Hammy.
Yeah, the Hamilton OC where it was like the brown dude that said "Met God, she's a woman." The T-shirt. Yeah, I did that. I always loved the smugness of people that it's like, I met God. Yeah, she's a woman. What of it? I want to have a shirt where it's just like that same snarky energy, but it's just like instead God is something awful. It's like met God, he's a pedophile. Get over it. Come on, you know. Met God, he's a drunk driver.
I wanted to get a shirt now because now it's just like everywhere that you know, it's cool to.
Yeah.
The cool in thing is, you know, the bitchcraft and satanic clothes.
Yeah.
But, like, I thought it'd be really funny if I had a shirt that, like, just said the devil sucks.
Yeah! Because that's the thing, is that would be like, it's kind of sincere, almost, you know? It's like, oh, that's sort of wholesome. That's so funny!
It being just a black t-shirt. And like in heavy metal font, it just says the devil sucks.
The devil sucks. I like Jesus instead. That's the funny thing. That was an episode of fucking King of the Hill where like the new cool preacher comes into town, and then like Bobby's wearing a shirt that says Satan sucks. Bobby, why do you have that profanity on your shirt? And Dale's like, what? Do you think Satan doesn't suck, Hank? Do you like Satan? That was a great fucking episode. I still remember, like, the ending where he was like, listen, Bobby, I don't want Jesus to become like your Beanie Babies or your Tamagotchis or your Furbies, where you just put them in a box somewhere. Jesus is supposed to be a fad. You know, there's something that Mike Judge, he really knows how to write. He knows how to craft a narrative.
Oh, yeah.
He's got things to say. Yeah. He wrote Idiocracy, which I used to call Idiocracy because I thought it was like an iPod thing. But turns out I was the Idiocracy.
You.
Oh man,
it's becoming a documentary.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Yeah, everybody's saying that now. Which is the thing. Like, there's definitely a point. I think like 5 years ago, 10 years ago, if you said something like that, you would have been seen as like a pretentious fuck. But like the way things are going, I feel like there's more of a point now. Because literally, like, AI is taking over. Like, the idea that you can just do everything with computers, you don't need to know anything anymore. You don't need to know a skill, you don't need to remember anything, because a computer could do it for you, and now it's just like, you know, it's not a good, it's not good. I don't know.
I like watching like news reports from like the '60s or something, or you know, like just old movies like that, and it's just like, oh, okay, everyone was also just as stupid as now back then.
I guess so. Yeah. I mean, I guess
You
every
know,
generation tries to do that to be like, oh man, this new generation is gonna fucking
it's it's like the argument everyone makes with like, oh yeah, like newspapers are the old phone, and it's just
yeah,
like a photo of like all the people on a train
yeah.
reading a newspaper and no one's talking.
They're not living in the moment. Yeah, that kind of
Yeah,
shit.
yeah.
What I will say is, I don't know. I think there's like more weight to some of the concern people have nowadays than there was before because, like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just like succumbing to the same shit that everybody else did. But there are things to be concerned about, right? We kind of live in an era where we believe in this idea of like progress. Like there are people that legitimately think progress is a straight line, and if you ever go back and like try and change course, then you're regressive. You're regressive. You know, why can't we have machines that like replace all of the artists' jobs? That's easier. That is technically, if I'm computer brained and logicked about it, it takes less time to make picture than it does if person make picture. Therefore, you idiot, you need to move on. You know, but that's the kind of thinking that's literally going to crash the economy and like destroy the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like there are like tech people. It's become a religion, is the thing. Technology has become its own fucking like religion, where if you have any qualms with it, you might as well be the same guy who, like, I don't know, like you don't like the way technology is headed. You must be that fucking. I can't believe I forgot the name of it. Who's the name of that dude who wrote that manifesto? The
Which
Unabomber?
manifest?
Ted
Ted Kaczynski?
Ted Kaczynski, yeah. It's like, oh, you're concerned that AI is going to destroy the human brain because we don't know what's real and what's fake anymore. Oh, well, you must be a fucking what are you, a fucking caveman?
But you know what also comes back to American Psycho?
Yeah.
Of we have more important things to worry about than Sri Lanka.
Yeah, we have
You
more
know,
important things to worry about than
we have to
AI.
slow down the arms race.
Yeah, we
And
have to build houses for the homeless. And we have to breed an air of general niceness. That's the thing, is that there is something very cartoony about the way he plays Patrick, which is very entertaining to watch. But yeah, it gives him a lot more charisma. And you could
I
say,
don't.
well, this is like if I wanted to. I don't even know if this is me being a jackass. You could definitely argue that what we see on screen is the way Patrick sees himself in his head, whereas everybody else
Yeah,
just sees him for what
yeah.
he
It's like
is.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Oh yeah, yeah. When you see like him in his daydreams, he's just like this buff adult. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want my
American Psycho
Sunday.
is just
I
it's
want
just
to.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid for adults.
Oh yeah, there's a bunch of people that yeah. Well, apparently Greg
Richard
has.
Bateman's just Greg Heffley.
Well, yeah, because apparently Greg Heffley, like, the author accidentally wrote a psychopath without realizing it. And he's like, no, no, he's just a dumb kid. And then, like, there's a bunch of fucking, like, 5-hour video essays of, like, I talked to a psychologist. I talked to a child psychologist. And he confirmed with me that this kid is, in fact, fucked in the head.
Lewis Carruthers is Riley.
Yeah. Oh, man. I don't think there were enough scenes of him breaking down, right? Like they had the scene of him, like the famous like business card scene, and I think that was really like you know that was a good way of showing the audience, oh, he's having these mental breakdowns over something dumb. But I don't think he has
Yeah,
enough of that, right? Because it's the
yeah.
contrast. I think even the director, like, because she's like a feminist, right? She looks like one of my aunties if you look at her, and she's talking like, yeah, these businessmen in the '80s were supposed to be like real manly men, but if you look at how they behave like the worst stereotypes that men say about women, right? They're constantly talking shit behind each other's backs. They're constantly like preening themselves. they're having like mental breakdowns over the dumbest things, right? And that's supposed to be like what a man was in the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Just don't know. What happened?
To predictabilities. The newsman, the paper boy, the evening TV. Oh.
You know what? I don't like the American Psycho musical, but
Why?
there's
Too many songs.
too many songs in this musical.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I need to watch it again. I only ever saw it once, but I do think there is a funny line in like one of the first songs in Sri Lanka.
There
where
was
he
a
goes,
song about Sri Lanka.
Yeah, it's his whole like breakdown, and
Oh.
he goes, and terrorism is fine. It keeps the commies in line,
Yeah.
and I thought that was funny.
Yeah, that's kind of it. It's a very like Bush line.
Yeah, but yeah.
Terrorism's great
Yeah,
as long
George
as the
Bush.
communists are distracted.
George Bush, that was crazy.
Yeah, remember him? They got an even. Let's be fucking talk show hosts about this. They got an even bigger wacko in the White House now. Earth to Cheeto Head. Nobody likes you.
You think they're ever gonna bring back Lil Bush?
It's gonna be. I feel like they already have like a show about Trump, like little fucking Trump. Like there's no way they don't have that on Comedy Central somewhere. I'm Donald Trump. This is my show. It's the best show. It's the best show ever. There's never been a show like this.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Who would they get to do? They get someone
Every
like
single person who makes jokes about Trump, they like. There's just a smug sense of self-satisfaction, being like, yeah, I really am brave for doing that. Meanwhile, what they said was they acted so annoying they actually got him elected again. Is the thing. Like everyone who thinks they're fighting that guy are actually like, oh my god, how can we get these people to shut up? Oh, voting booths? All right. Yeah, I don't care what the consequences are of this. What do you mean he legally made there be only two genders? Can he even do that? I didn't want that. I just wanted people to shut up. And for me to be able to say more things. And for me to be able to say more stupid things.
I'm still waiting for Lil Obama.
But yeah, that's the thing, Dan. Is this a liberal media? They would never make fun of Obama. That Obama was the cool president. That's sort of the thing. It's like, oh jeez. I hope he doesn't. Oh, he's gonna. Oh fuck.
He's gonna fuck?
No. This rat, this amp rat ate my Pikmin. I guess I'm supposed to drink. I guess that's the rule.
Not the amp rat. You fuck.
Yeah. Man.
Huh. Oh, see, everything worked out.
Yeah. Well, I still lost Pikmin. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm sort of just adrift, and you know. Now, there's gonna be some fucking thing here that makes this difficult. Oh no, there isn't. All right.
Don't you only have like a limited amount of air?
I only have a limited amount of time. Yeah, when it's nighttime, the creatures become too ravenous. Oh no.
It's like Chibi Robo.
In this one, no, you have a limited. I mean, in Pikmin 1, your spacesuit can only like. It was like, oh, my oxygen tanks can only last me 30 days. And then in Pikmin 2, they were like, nah, fuck that, that's too hard. We're not going to do that. And then all the people complained, and so in this game, it's sort of a compromise of like, okay, you technically have unlimited time, you just need to get fruit. Because what happens is, like, the fruit... I guess these guys are like a different species than Olimar, even though they look exactly the same. Their ears are slightly different. In this game... You collect the fruit because the fruit takes place of those are the ship parts of this game. Those are the treasure, and the fruit gets juiced into juice, and then so each day like a single bottle of juice gets drunk, and then it's Like, oh, okay, well, you only have 12 bottles of juice, so you can only do 12 more expositions before you have to go back, right? But the fucking thing is, though, there's always you're gonna have plenty of juice. It's not even an issue. It's not a problem.
Oh, there's always juice.
If you're not fucking around, okay? If you're being an expert player, you're not gonna have a
The
problem.
juice.
Yeah.
The juice is loose.
Yeah. Not anymore. He got what was it? Bowel cancer.
Hey man, I was talking about Beetlejuice.
Prostate cancer. Oh yeah, no. Yeah, Beetlejuice. Yeah, don't you remember when Beetlejuice got prostate cancer? That was really sad. Like, man, I would be really upset. I would be really upset for this character if he didn't try to marry that little girl. That would be really sad.
That's such a weird thing of like everyone just is
No, nobody.
with
Yeah, nobody talks about it.
And
yeah.
Lydia.
Yeah.
Everyone's cool with that.
Yeah, because she's of age now. Yeah, it's like, oh, she's 18 now. That's fine. It's like, well, yeah, that is kind of fucked. I mean, I think I don't know what the justification is. I guess everybody just kind of like accepted the fact that Beetlejuice is a scumbag. It's like, yeah, he's entertaining, but he's the
bad guy.
It's like Alex DeLarge, you know, like Alex DeLarge is like, oh, he's very charming. But, you know, if he existed as like a real person, fuck whatever that, you know, movie book was trying to like say about society, he should have been killed. You know what I mean? Like, only in Britain would he not have been murdered.
Yeah. I saw Beetlejuice too, and just every time he came on and said the juice is loose,
yeah,
it made me really uncomfortable because I was like, can they make that joke?
What? Oh, you mean like the juice from his penis?
What do you know?
Oh. Oh,
see, the juice is loose is a reference to O.J. Simpson.
Well, yeah, there's no.
See, Ornithol James Simpson murdered his ex-wife.
Well, you know, we don't know that he got. Well, you know, the court was adjourned on that one, buddy. Okay, if the glove fits.
He did it.
There's still people that act like he didn't do it. There's people that absolutely know he did it, but will act like he didn't do it. Because they got to stick up for him, you know. It's like, oh, hey, man, we're both in this together. Oh, you did that crime that you obviously did? Hey, man, I'm no snitch.
Yeah, snitch culture.
Yeah. I don't like it. I think you should be honest and tell the truth. But then again, everybody has their dirty little secret that'll ruin their life, so I get it.
Yeah.
It's very easy for me as a privileged suburbanite to say things like that, but I never had to be in a situation where I had to seriously think about selling drugs or being in a gang. You know, I don't know what it's like. I know it's bad. I know you shouldn't. What's your take on Dan? What's your take on gang culture, gang violence?
I don't know anything about it, man.
Do you believe in a two-state solution for gang violence?
They're the ones that can't show their ankles, right?
No, those are Mormons. You uncultured pig. You fucking lepton.
I'm just trying to. I'm doing some sleepy cast for you.
Oh yeah, I bet you are. Yeah. Sleepy cast was 15 years ago, Dan. All those people are dead. That's the thing. It's all reference Sleepy cast to the young 20-somethings in my new group of people, my new droogs, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, I never really saw Sleepy cast. It was before my time." What do you mean? It's a classic. It's a fucking classic.
I still have it, man.
We're gonna watch it right now.
I got all those episodes.
Yeah. I don't watch
Thunder Dick Stamper.
Yeah. I don't watch.
It's crazy. Half those guys don't even talk to each other.
No, they don't. They had a horrible falling out. They were so tight they were so chill. They seemed like such cool guys. And then I guess that's the thing is like people want to act like, oh, I want a drama-free life. I want a life without complications. But everybody has complications, no matter what. You know?
Yeah.
It's like that Kung Fu Panda quote from that movie I never saw. The man who, a man meets his fate often on the bridge he takes to avoid it. That was it. The turtle said that. Right?
I don't know. I never saw Kung Fu Panda.
Great. Me neither.
Riveting.
But that's a good quote, though. I think that's right, you know? Sometimes you try to avoid something, and then, you know, the steps you take to avoid it, that's what causes it, you know? You have to face it head on. Like,
You
I
pee in
talk
this
to
bottle?
people...
Is that why it's warped?
What now?
This bottle in front of me, did you pee in it? Is that why it's warped?
No. No.
I think you peed in this bottle.
No, well, it's not like anybody heard me go downstairs and take a piss live on air. It's not like that ever happened.
Bottle's warped.
What? Warped?
This bottle, right? It's just warped. Look at it.
What do you mean it's warped?
Look at this bottle.
It's misshapen. Do you think I've got like xenomorph acid piss that distorts things?
It's got a lot of hot gas in your piss.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. Man. What are you, some kind of comedian? Oh, jeez.
What are you, some kind of YouTuber?
Yeah. We gotta make
children
our...
to hit on.
No! Good. We gotta make our own sleepy cabin.
Yeah. Except we're 10 years older than those guys were when they started it.
Well, listen, millennials, we as millennials have kind of abolished age. So you can just be 30 and act like you're 16 your whole life. And that's okay now.
They even addressed that in Sleepy Cabin. There's the episode with Chris, Corey, Jeff, and Zach.
Yeah.
And Korean Oni or I don't want to say Chris and then Oni.
Yeah.
Corey.
Oh yeah.
Corey and Chris. They're talking. They're just making dumb baby noises, and then Jeff's like, "You guys know, like, you're not teenagers anymore.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't cute."
No. Well, I kind of hate people like that is the thing, right?
I know. I brought it up one time. You got
yeah.
really mad.
Well, here's the thing, Dan, is like, it's one thing for you to do it because, like, it's the thing of, like, if you don't participate in that lifestyle, then yeah, you can criticize it. But there are so many people who are still doing the exact same thing, who still participate in that, but then when you do something, they'll turn around and be like, what are you, fucking 5? And then they'll go make the baby noises too, you know?
Yeah. Oh, man.
I don't know, it's this whole thing where you're like, because, like, I'm kind of like, I've always been, like, the weird kid, you know? Like, even in college, like, you know that. And it's like, oh, well, maybe one day I'll grow into myself. And what actually happens is you get older, and now on top of all the other insecurities, you have to deal with the fact that, oh, every single thing I do, somebody can come up to me and be like, grow up. And actually have a point. So that, you know, it's another reason
That's
to
for
not...
losers.
Yeah, it's like another reason not to get out of bed in the fucking morning. Like, which that's part of growing up. You get fatter, you get balder. Things start to just hurt.
You know what? Speaking of which, I gotta go to bed.
Yeah, you probably do.
I gotta get up early.
You do, yeah. You drank on a work night.
You know.
Yeah.
I'm an adult.
Yeah.
I ate candy too.
Do you feel like an adult? Please say no. Please say no, so then I can go, oh, me too. And feel okay.
Not really.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't. Maybe it's just such a smooth transition. Maybe it's just been so gradual. Like I just.
You've just grown into yourself so much that you don't even think about it. You're just so successful and so happy with your life that you. You know what? I don't even think about those existential things, Emily. That doesn't get me down at all.
I mean, no, I mean, I go to work, I come home, and then I think, hey, it'd be cool. I write a book, and then
Yeah.
I write a fucking book.
Yeah. Well, that
Now I gotta
sounds.
make a,
Yeah.
I gotta make a Twitter now, so
Oh
when that book
no.
comes out, people can tell me how much they love it,
Oh yeah. You could follow me.
and how awful of a person I am
You're an awful
for
person.
writing
Yeah.
about pig penis.
Yeah. And then you like. You get into Twitter spats because you say too much. You like start talking about things that have nothing to do with your book. You get into
Oh
like
wow,
random
yeah,
arguments.
I'm be like Sean Gordon Murphy.
Oh yeah. Who the fuck is that?
He's a comic book artist.
Oh.
He's the new hot shit artist who's gonna kind of fade away.
That sounds yeah. That sounds about right.
He
Who?
describes himself as DC's new Frank Miller.
Yeah. Well, he shouldn't be
So
working for DC because by the time, like I've heard about this with comic book artists, by the time you hit 50, they like just throw you out because you're
yeah,
too old. Like you're
yeah,
gonna do all this work for them, and then they're gonna like chew you up and spit you out, and then you'll have nothing to fall back on because they own all your work.
yeah.
The one thing that is making me feel okay about myself is that there are people who like Onion Punch. I'm like, oh, you know
Oh
what?
yeah,
I don't have much going for me, but I have a comic and there's people that believe in it. You know?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Well,
So
yeah.
I'll make a Twitter. I'll make a Twitter soon. Then I'll tell you all about it.
Have you been reading it? Have you been reading it recently?
What
The comic?
I haven't. I'll be honest. I haven't caught up in a while.
Oh, what did you get up to? What was the last thing? Do you remember?
Um, no. I want to say the dodos, but that's
That's
not
not
right at
even,
all.
that's not
That's not
even,
even.
yeah, you were one, yeah. I love that part, yeah. Where they go, ooh, dinner and a show.
That's not right
And then the
at all.
dodo falls into the fiery pit, and the two men go, "Ooh, there goes our last female." And then he starts looking at him with loving eyes. You know,
Is that Ice Age?
that was Ice Age, yeah. There's a part where he's like, "Oh, there goes our last female." Oh. I don't know if that's a real joke they made or I just like you know. I think I made
That
that
was
joke.
pretty.
I think I edited that in, but you know, it was a
No,
funny
that's
joke.
pretty good.
Yeah. To buy.
It's pretty good. I would take that if I were you.
Yeah. I could take. Yeah, I could. Well, I guess there's no men. I guess
You
there's
should
no
take
women.
that and put that in a Lemmings.
But the lemmings do that.
Yeah.
The lemmings would. Yeah, they would. Oh, all
Um.
right. Well,
All
it
right.
was
Yeah.
nice
Well,
having
thanks
you
for
on.
having me.
Oh, you're welcome,
That
my
was
buddy.
fun. We'll do it again. We'll
We
plan for
will. Yeah.
sooner
I kind of
in
want
a
to have
while.
you play. I don't know if this is going to be in a while, but like Kuko, he'll play his own games on here, and then I'll
Mhm.
like stream him through Discord. I know you like Bendy and
Mhm.
the Ink Machine. I feel like at some point, if you'd like, you could play that shit.
I play Bendy. Sure.
Yeah, yeah. It's a
Yeah.
blast from the past. Blast
Yeah.
from my ass. All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming out. It's been real.